Hello and welcome everybody to the PGL Lobbycast. I'll still call it PGL Lobbycast. It's old school, and we're still associated with the website, so we'll just keep going with that. This is episode 345 for October 2nd. It's just me today, as you can see. Nobody's standing around me. And just doing a quick little show. We couldn't get together this week, so this is what it comes to. Do a little news first, get that out of the way. We do have Microsoft announcing a bunch of hardware bundles this last week. The ones we talked about previously were the Halo 5 Guardians and the Forza Motorsports 6 bundles. And in addition to that, we are getting a Tomb Raider bundle, and that's kind of a cool deal. For $3.99, you're going to get the Rise of the Tomb Raider, the new one coming out. Then you also get Tomb Raider Definitive Edition and a 1 terabyte hard drive. So pretty good deal there for $3.99. Another bundle for $3.99, and of course all these depend on your taste, of course. And we've got another 1 terabyte coming for $3.99 that has the remastered Gears of War plus all of the 360 games, 360 versions of Gears of War, and a Rare Replay and Ori and the Blind Forest. We've got another one for $3.49 that includes the Lego Movie game and a 500 gig hard drive. So it's a little smaller capacity, but you're also getting a lower price at that point. Gears of War bundle, even though they already have the one I mentioned previously, this one is a white 500 gig with Gears and the remastered Gears and the previous 360 ones and Gears of War 4 beta, and that one's going to be only found at Walmart, and that'll be in November. Connect bundle, and this one we don't see as often. Most of the newer bundles are Connect less. And this one's a 500 gig with Connect, and then you also have download codes for Dance Central Spotlight, Connect Sports Rivals, and Zoo Tycoon. And that one probably will find most places, not GameStop though, because they have already said that they will not be carrying bundles that include download codes for whatever reason. I guess further distance themselves from digital, which is where the entire industry is heading. And then last but not least, most certainly not least, the Fallout bundle. You're going to get a 1 terabyte system, Fallout 4, and then also the digital version of Fallout 3. And man, at $3.99, of course, that's worth hundreds and hundreds of hours of gameplay if you actually have hundreds and hundreds of free hours. I do not. So definitely not a bundle for someone like myself. Moving on from there, we do have a couple of other things. NVIDIA has now put out that they're going to be doing an $8 game subscription, and this will be for all of their Shield devices. So you can pay $8 a month, and then you'll be able to, if you have the handheld Shield or one of their new console type devices, you basically have access to a ton of PC content for $8 a month. I think it's a great deal. I don't own any Shield devices, and I don't know if I need to buy any dedicated gaming device. I mean, my Xbox One gets more use as a media player than anything else right now. And but that's a great deal for people who have not only time to game, but are really into that type of gaming. Let's see, PS3 and 360 versions of Black Ops 3 are going to be multiplayer only. You can only get the campaign component of that game if you buy a PS4 or Xbox One version. That's something kind of interesting, and I think they're saying the limitations of the physical media, the DVD media, but really when you can install games to the 360, it's really just, I don't know what they're doing there, because there are several multi-disc games that were available for the 360, one that kind of split up the campaign and the multiplayer. So moving on from there, it was this last week the Game Boy's 25th anniversary, and I think a ton of people had Game Boys. I know I had one of the old school bricks. Loved it, played it all the time. It's great for riding in the car, whatnot. And on the other side of that, Sony has announced that they are not going to be releasing a Vita 2 anytime soon, stating that the climate is not conducive for a release of another handheld. So that's kind of an interesting thing. And in a wee bit of movie news, I saw, and I just thought this was incredible. I saw that the new Bond movie has destroyed $37 million worth of Aston Martins. That's a lot. So it just blows me away. Um, I've always been a big fan of practical effects over computer generated effects, but man, why do you have to destroy so many beautiful cars? Terrible. Seems like you could just do it with a computer, but whatever. Probably wouldn't look as good. Moving on to the weekly watches this week. We're just going to quickly burn through some of this stuff here. Listen to a couple of episodes of Hollywood Babylon this week, and that's with Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman. And those are both really good. These particular ones were them reading Batman Cacophony. It's a story that Kevin wrote. And then I started in on an episode where they were doing the Batman 66 and versus Green Hornet crossover. So that was kind of cool, and it's fun listening to them do voices, and they add in sound effects, and they're doing it in front of a live audience, so there's a lot of audience interaction as well. And let's see what else. Oh, 2 episodes of Gamertag Radio, one recorded in New York, one recorded in London, and then I listened to a couple episodes of The Moth, which is short form storytelling live on stage, and that was pretty cool. And let's see, this week, watching a few things. Today, I watched The Blacklist. I didn't finish season 2. I'm not even sure if I started season 2, but this was the beginning of season 3, and it kind of reminded me of why I ditched the series in the first place. You've got this criminal mastermind, and for whatever reason, there are these really smart people making really stupid mistakes, and it was all too predictable, so it was kind of hard to watch. And I find that to be the case with a lot of different TV shows, but I have a little less patience for it, at certain times. Heroes Reborn, watched the first couple episodes. It's not great, but then the old show wasn't great in the later seasons either. Not a huge surprise, but those hardcore fans of Heroes probably enjoy what they're doing with this, which is a sequel series, and maybe a mini series. I'm not sure exactly where they're going to go with this. Watched a new episode of South Park. It's pretty funny. Picked up a new show. It's only new to me. I just wasn't aware of it before. Will Forte does this show called The Last Man on Earth, and of course he's not really the last man on Earth, or it would be a pretty boring series. But it's just this kind of loser individual and his interaction when he comes across other people that have survived a virus outbreak. It's pretty funny. January Jones has done a good job in the first season. I'm not sure if she's going to be in the second season, but she was pretty funny in it. And I don't know, it's just kind of enjoyable. Kind of plays off of stereotypes of other end of the world type movies. And let's see, moving on from there, watched an episode of Fear the Walking Dead. It's not great. They had a real opportunity here to really show what the start of the outbreak was, and they haven't really done that. It's just kind of near the beginning of the breakout or the outbreak, and it shows more of the breakdown of society and the kind of things that the military's up to and this, that, and the other. It's minimally interesting. There are a couple of new shows here. Blind Spot, and this is about a woman who is found in Times Square, I believe it is, in a giant duffel bag, and she's covered with tattoos. And these tattoos kind of lead the FBI towards hints to solve crimes. It's another one of those games where this person with a singular insight or ability to help law enforcement is helping them solve crimes. So we'll see. They seem to be unveiling who her true identity is rather quickly because she has medically induced amnesia or something along those lines, and she doesn't know who she is. It's a little more interesting than the other person with particular insight who assists the FBI show that came on, Minority Report, and it's set in the not too distant future, but definitely in the future, and it centers around the kids from the movie, the precogs who were responsible for all these premonitions and the future crimes prevention, and what they're doing now. And lost connection now. I'm not sure if this is going to go up or not. Anyway, we're wrapping up the show anyhow. Have a great day. I got to get to work.